welcome to the Narrowing Path, Walking the Spiritual Walk. My name is Stephen Einstein. Thank y'all for joining me today. Almost forgot my name there. I don't know what happened. I'm looking forward to today's reading, though. Yesterday's was just talking about the power of now and it was exciting to me because it's just interesting. Because it's always interesting to just see what spiritual principles get rediscovered, right? So this is something that James Allen wrote about 110 years ago or more, and yet we're still rediscovering it today. So it is really cool to be kind of a part of that, And so I'm looking forward to seeing what today's is. It was just such a good reading yesterday. This will be fresh to you and fresh to me, meaning you'll get my genuine response, reactions, observations, and what I relate to about the reading, because this will be the first time I'm actually reading it on the podcast with y'all. So here we go. James Allen's daily reading for May 24th. Cease to tread every byway that tempts thy soul into the shadowland. Man has all power now, but not knowing this, he says, I will be perfect next year, or in so many years, or in so many lives. The dwellers in the kingdom of God who live only in the now say, I am perfect now, and refraining from sin now, and ceaselessly guarding all the portals of the mind, not looking to the past nor to the future, nor turning to the left or right, they remain eternally holy and blessed. Now is the accepted time. Now is the day of salvation. Say to yourself, I will live in my ideal now. I will be my ideal now. And all that tempts me away from my ideal, I will not listen to. I will listen only to the voice of my ideal. Thus resolving and thus doing, you shall not depart from the highest and shall eternally manifest the truth. Manifest thy native and divine strength now. This is awesome. This is a powerful, powerful reading. And talking again about the power of now. And man has all power now. Something that I liked how it talked about. I'll do better next time. I'll do better. How did he say it? I will be perfect next year, or in so many years, or in so many lives. I feel so many people use those types of commentaries as a cop-out. Now, I know this isn't going to sit well with some, and that's okay. There's a line in the 12-step recovery community that talks about, it's progress, not perfection. But our aim should always be towards perfection. We can come to peace, really, with progress. But we have every opportunity now to change how we behave. We have every opportunity right now to do things differently. That's a huge, 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 huge observation and understanding for myself. Because I didn't know that was actually possible for a person like me to actually change. But when I found out I could change, I thought it was going to be gradual over time. But what this meditation talked about, what this really said was, you can do it now. Why do you wait? Why do you wait? You can do it now. That's an honest question you have to ask yourself. It's an honest question I had to ask myself, at least. It's something I had to sit there and be really, really forthright and say, why am I not doing it? Because it was still serving me. Whatever it is. Whatever that sin is. Whatever that shortcoming might be. Why am I not changing that now? What is it protecting? What is it doing for me? These are honest questions we must ask ourselves. So here we go. Let's go again and read through this. So the opening line, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? Cease to tread every byway that tempts thy soul into the shadow land, right? So into that land of self-serving pleasure, self-serving indulgence, selfish desires, whatever it might be. Selfish fits of anger, it could be. Whatever it might be. Cease to tread every byway that tempts thy soul into the shadowland. Cease to act in ways that'll put you in contact with certain situations that you don't need to be a part of, that you'll be tempted to act out in your old character defects, right? Like what are the self-centered actions you take that spur you to that place in that location? So here we go. Let's go to the main body of the reading. Man has all power now, but not knowing this, he says, I will be perfect next year, or in so many years, or so many lives. All right, that's what I was talking about. I read that a little bit earlier, and what we have to understand is we have the power in this immediate moment to do anything differently in our own behavior, in our own thought pattern, to take a new perspective. That's the important part, right? To be able to sit there and actually take this different perspective and move forward with it. But if you don't actually take advantage of this, you're just delaying the inevitable. You're enjoying your character defects. You're enjoying your sin. You're enjoying whatever thing you want to call it. But the thing that's holding you back and putting a barrier between you and God, between you and others, you're holding on to it and justifying that you'll do the work later, when all you have is now, in this immediate moment. The dwellers in the kingdom of God who live only in the now say, I am perfect now, refraining from all sin now, and ceaselessly guarding all the portals of the mind, not looking to the past or the future, not turning to the left or the right. They remain eternally holy and blessed. That's a beautiful thing right there. People that can maintain their presence of mind to stay in a moment and stay present with what's happening right now. Just stay connected to reality and experience the fullness that happens in reality. It's important. It's a privilege and a blessing to be able to do these things. It really is. And we've lost track of that a lot of the time because we're looking for distraction, or we're looking to feel good, or we're looking for something very specifically. Social media has really fed this distraction from what's going on right now. We get lost in a phone screen. We get lost in drama. We get lost in our own emotional highs and lows instead of connecting to what's going on around us immediately. Now is the accepted time. Now is the day of salvation. Say to yourself, I will live in my ideal now. I will be my ideal now. And all that tempts me away from my ideal, I will not listen to. This is a powerful statement, and it's something that everybody can do. You can strive and take actions to model the person you want to be. But the key here is, and this is going to sound kind of ridiculous probably to some, but an important point to point out here, you have to have an ideal, don't you? I believe a lot of people don't take the time to sit down and write out how they would like to be. People don't take it upon themselves to actually put down on paper an ideal they'd like to achieve. And when you don't have that, you have nothing you're working towards. When you don't have that, you're just a ship without a rudder, a ship without a destination. And the progress, if any, is slow and painful. But when you have that ideal, you can you can have this statement. You can take advantage of this moment. You can take advantage of now, as we've been talking about. Because if you want to be an honest person, if your ideal is an honest person, you can say, I will be honest today. I will be honest now. And begin to be honest and start to practice that principle you want to embody, that quality of character you want to have. It's an amazing thing. It's powerful, and we almost minimize it in a way because it seems so obvious, but at the same time, it's so difficult and so obscure to so many. But now is when you can start to behave differently. And we don't need to continue to follow the old paths that we've always been a part of. We can let those things go, and we can walk a different way of life. I will listen only to the voice of my ideal. That's how that whole sentence finished up. You will model yourself only after your ideal and nothing else. And you will strive for that. You will attain that. Progressing towards that on a daily basis. Knowing it's possible to achieve that ideal as well. This is the last part of the main body of it. Thus resolving and thus doing, you shall not depart from the highest and shall eternally manifest the truth. When you resolve to achieve that ideal and walk towards that ideal and be that individual, right? When you resolve to do that, you will not depart from God. You will not depart from your nature. You will not depart from that power greater than yourself that we so affectionately call by many names. And I like this last line there, and shall eternally manifest the truth. The truth will, when we strive towards this ideal of righteousness, Christ-like behavior, right? When we strive towards it, we shall eternally manifest the truth. Now, how impactful can you be when you are doing that? You walk through life manifesting the truth in everything you do and the people you come in contact with. That's strength, that's influence, and that's power. The last line here, manifest thy native and divine strength now. Again, the only time you have. And you can just grasp it. You have every opportunity right at your fingertips to exercise your divine and native strength. Native meaning yours, within you. You own it. It's always been yours. It's native to you. And divine, God-given. It's yours and it's God-given. You are a powerful human being if you choose to use it. And what you use it for. So, another great one. I love these last two about the power of now and taking the steps to be a part of reality again. Because reality is the only place you can actually live. So, all right, well, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you all for joining me again for the daily reading from James Allen. I'm looking forward to seeing how May finishes out here. We only got about 6 days left. It's going to be amazing. I can already tell. And I'm looking forward to the messages. So until next time, thanks.